Hello, my dear students! Welcome to online school. On previous lesson, we talked about wishes in the present and future. Before we start our new lesson, let's remember the structures. I wish I could go, if only I could go, and I hope I will go. Let's do one exercise. Our task is...
Choose the correct option.
Let's start. I wish our dog could or can do some tricks. Boys and girls, what do you think? Which one is correct? Could or can? And the correct answer is could. You are right. Because after the structure I wish, we should use the past simple form of the verb. Let's do the next. I hope my son wouldn't or won't become a criminal. As we remember, after the structure I hope, we should use will plus infinitive. That's why the correct answer is won't. Sentence number 3. If only Mike has or had a bigger car. Like with the structure I wish, we should use the past simple form of the verb after the structure if only. That's why we should use had. If only Mike had a bigger car. Let's continue. I wish the children aren't screaming or weren't screaming like this. Do you remember which one is correct? Of course, weren't. Because after the structure I wish, we can also use past continuous tense. Let's do the last sentence. If only I could or would change my job. So the correct answer is could. Well done, my students. Let's listen and repeat the sentences.
I wish our dog could do some tricks.
I hope my son won't become a criminal.
If only Mike had a bigger car.
I wish the children weren't screaming like this.
If only I could change my job.
And now we're ready to start our new lesson. My dear students, do you like sightseeing? If yes, why? What do you think? What is the next place we're going to visit today? You're right, this is Buckingham Palace. My dear students, before we visit the palace, let's do one exercise.
Match the words with the pictures. Where could you find all of these places together?
Let's start from the pictures. Let's look at them together. What can you see on this picture? This picture is very beautiful. Do you know the place? What can you do here? Can you play tennis? We are not allowed to go inside. This place is very popular among teenagers and students. They are looking at something beautiful. Now let's Match the words with the pictures. Gallery, apartment, office, tennis court, security area, post office, and cinema. What do you think? Where could you find all of these places together? In an airport? In a royal palace? Or in a shopping center? And the answer is in a royal palace. Now we are ready to start. Look at this map, please. What can you see on this map? Where is Buckingham Palace? What street is Buckingham Palace close to? Does it have entrances? How many entrances are there? Our next exercise will help us to answer some of these questions. So the task is:
You are going to visit Buckingham Palace. Read and choose the correct answers.
My dear students, let's do this exercise together. Please follow my reading. You are about to pass through an airport-style security check. Please don't bring too many things with you to make the process quicker. You can leave large items of luggage in the available lockers. A list of items you can't take with you is available from staff. When passing through the security scanner, you shouldn't have metal objects, mobile phones, keys or cameras in your pockets. Please put them in the containers provided for you. So the answer number 1. You can't take anything with you after you pass through the security area. You can't take large items or items not approved by staff or security checked into the palace. And you can't take metal objects, mobile phones, keys, cameras or large items of luggage into the palace. What do you think? What is correct answer? This one? Number 2 or 3? And the correct answer is number 2. Let's continue. You are not allowed to eat or drink inside the palace, and you shouldn't bring your own food with you. There is a cafe in the palace gardens, serving hot and cold drinks, cakes and sandwiches until 1745. The answer number 1. You can't eat or drink anything or at any time inside or around the palace. You can't eat or drink your own food anywhere or at any time inside or around the palace. And the last answer is you can't eat or drink anything inside the palace, but you can buy food from the garden cafe before 1745. And what do you think, my dear students? What is the correct answer? Of course, it is number 3. Does Buckingham Palace have disabled access? Buckingham Palace has wheelchair and stair-free access through a separate entrance at the front of the palace and a lift inside. You must pre-book this by contacting the specialist sales team on +44 02077767324 or emailing specialist sales at royalcollection.org.uk. Near the palace, there is also limited parking for visitors with a disabled parking pass, which you must also pre-book. Disabled visitors to Buckingham Palace aren't allowed to park anywhere near Buckingham Palace, need to book a place and can't enter the building through the front entrance or use the lift. Shouldn't expect to be able to visit or park at Buckingham Palace without pre-booking. Now, my dear students, I'm sure you know the answer yet. What is the correct answer? It is number 3. Disabled visitors to Buckingham Palace shouldn't expect to be able to visit or park at Buckingham Palace without pre-booking. My dear students, don't forget to follow my reading. You can't film or take photographs inside the palace, but you are welcome to do so in the garden for private use. You aren't allowed to take photographs or film the garden to use publicly. You aren't allowed to take photographs or film the garden to use privately or publicly. You aren't allowed to take any photographs or film the garden or the palace. So the correct answer, of course, you aren't allowed to take photographs or film the garden to use publicly. We can do that, but only for private use. In consideration of other visitors, mobile phones mustn't be used inside the palace. You shouldn't bring a mobile phone with you into the palace. You shouldn't disturb people visiting the palace with your mobile phone. And you shouldn't disturb people working at the palace with your mobile phone. So, the correct answer is... We have the last question. Before we answer this question, I want you to look at the map. And please find some places on the map. For example, Hyde Park Corner, Green Park, and of course Buckingham Palace. As you can see on the map, there are 3 entrances to Buckingham Palace. Please pay attention to them. Now, let's start. To get to Buckingham Palace from Hyde Park Corner, which directions should you follow? Number 1. Walk through Green Park. At the end of the park, turn right at a mini roundabout. The entrance to Buckingham Palace is on your right. Number 2. Walk through Green Park. At the end of the park, turn right at the mini roundabout. The entrance to Buckingham Palace is on your left. And number 3. Walk through Green Park. At the end of the park, turn left at the mini roundabout. The entrance to Buckingham Palace is on your right. Now let's choose. The correct answer is walk through Green Park. At the end of the park, turn right at the mini roundabout. The entrance to Buckingham Palace is on your right. My dear students, unfortunately, time's up and we have to finish for today. But don't worry, we haven't finished our visit to the palace yet. So we will continue next lesson. See you! Goodbye.